We knew our first family trip to Disneyland Paris would be memorable. We just didn't expect to be back 1 month later. As a family who loves Disney, we couldn't wait to experience the parks and make some unforgettable memories. But somewhere between walking down Main Street, taking in the atmosphere and experiencing the magic of the parks, something changed. Just 1 month after returning home, we found ourselves booking another trip. So what was it about Disneyland Paris that made us want to come back so soon? We didn't expect to feel this way about Disneyland Paris. Before visiting, we thought it would mainly be about the rides and attractions. And while the rides were incredible, what really surprised us was everything in between. We stayed for 4 days at Newport Bay Club and then returned a month later for another 3 days at Sequoia Lodge. This gave us time to slow down the trip and experience it properly, instead of just rushing around from attraction to the next. We were able to really enjoy a good mix of rides, shows, and parades, but also take breaks during the day, heading back to the hotels, trying different food spots, exploring Disney Village, and spending time in the shops around the parks. We also visited in winter for both trips, so the cold added to how tiring the days could be. And with so much excitement happening all the time, there are moments where it can feel overwhelming. But when we slowed down, stayed present, and just took it all in, it was genuinely magical. Not just because of what we did, but because of how it felt to be there together as a family. It's more of a feeling than something you can explain. I think what really made Disneyland Paris so special for us was how immersive it felt. From the moment we stepped into the parks, it was easy to switch off from everyday life and just be fully present as a family. Everything from the storytelling, the atmosphere, the music, and even the smallest details felt like stepping into a completely different world. Disney does this so well across their films, stories, and parks. Everything feels connected in a way that pulls you in and lets you slow down and enjoy the moment together. One thing that really added to the experience was staying in a Disney hotel. Rather than rushing in and out of the parks, it felt like we were completely surrounded by the Disney atmosphere from the moment we woke up until we went to bed. As mentioned, for the 2 visits, we stayed at Disney Newport Bay Club and then Disney Sequoia Lodge, and each hotel offered a completely different experience. We've shared full reviews on our channel for both hotels if you'd like to know more, but together they became part of what made these trips feel so memorable. So why did we decide to go back just a month later? When we arrived home after our first trip, we couldn't stop thinking about Disneyland Paris. Instead of feeling like we'd tick something off our family bucket list, we were already thinking about when we could return. Not because we didn't get to see everything, but because we missed how it made us feel. So we made a spontaneous decision to book another trip 1 month later. Looking back now, it was one of the easiest travel decisions we've ever made. So do we actually think Disneyland Paris is perfect? Not quite. Like any destination, there are things worth knowing before you go. Disneyland Paris can be very expensive. Queues can be long during busy periods for all of the big rides, and the weather can be unpredictable. It can be very tiring, especially for parents and kids, and a little planning goes a long way. But for us, none of those things outweighed the experience we had. When people ask us if Disneyland is worth visiting, our answer isn't based on how many rides there are or how big the parks are. It's much simpler than that. We expected a fun family holiday, and we came home with somewhere that had become incredibly special to us. The fact that we returned just 1 month later probably says more than any review ever could. And somehow, we have a feeling it won't be our last visit. Have you ever visited a place that made you want to go back again so soon? We'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching the Atlas journey, and we'll see you on our next adventure very soon.